Hello, Rachel Cipriano coming to you again from Magnificent Resilience. I wanted to share with you that I am going to take place in a webinar. I'm going to be the speaker for this webinar, which is going to take place Tuesday, October 4th. You can register for it up until midnight tomorrow. It is through the American Society for Quality, and it is free of charge. And the topic is something that I'm very passionate about, that I've been developing, that is extremely relevant to what we're facing as a country and worldwide. It affects multiple generations, and essentially what it is how the COVID response has had the inadvertent fallout on mental health. Many of you are most likely aware of the explosion in the suicide rate and many other very troubling factors. We know about the rampant fentanyl deaths and so forth. A lot of this is affecting our younger population, which is quite tragic, but multiple generations are being affected. So we're going to delve into that. We're going to delve into how to mitigate those factors. And I just want to give you a teaser of one of my common expressions that I believe I've coined, which is human connection is the oxygen of resilience. And obviously, having said that, I think for many of you, you can kind of see the potential implications of social distancing for young people, for people of all ages. When you think of the people who died alone, for instance, in nursing homes, for people who were not able to celebrate the proms, the graduations, the weddings, the funerals, all of these very important events that exist for the point of drawing people together and helping them to resonate. You think of a wedding or a graduation with joy, with a funeral with that shared grief of the loss of a loved one. So anyway, we're going to get more into this very relevant topic, the social problems that have resulted in mental health fallout have affected people that traditionally did not struggle, although the ones who already had pre-existing tendencies and illnesses obviously have just had many of the situations exacerbated. So mitigation factors, what can be done, what we can do for our fellow human beings, and what we can do for ourselves are all going to be on the table. And once again, I come at this as someone who has a master's degree in counseling, who has worked as a professional therapist, but also I come at it as someone with my greatest credential, I do believe, is being a graduate of the School of Hard Knocks. So if you resonate with this message, or if you know someone who does, please share the information I'm going to include in the post so that they can register for this very necessary, relevant topic. And I will be making further videos and content. I plan on giving some live presentations on the topic that I will announce. Of course, I live in the Tampa area, but I'm also going to seek to get involved with the Udemy platform as well. It's an online learning platform, if you're not aware, where I can do some teaching live and then also provide seminars that are pre-recorded. So again, Rachel Cipriano with Magnificent Resilience. I'm really looking forward to delving into this topic. I also did an interview about it for an organization that's very high caliber, Sales Pop. I have been interviewed with them a couple of times in the past, and that interview will be posted as soon as it goes live and is available. So I just encourage you to, if you are struggling or know somebody who is struggling today, to hold on, because there's a lot of great information out there, and seek ways to connect. Seek ways to connect with your fellow human being. We already live in a time where our technologies have made it easier to not connect. We're all aware of the cliche of the people looking at their phones instead of looking at one another, and the result of people who were socialized with phones from the time they were quite young. You know, you'll see, it's amazing, these very, very young children who have such dexterity and acuity to use these phones. But then you have to ask yourself, you know, what is the fallout of that in terms of other aspects of their development? And you may have heard of the wait till late movement, where people are encouraging parents to wait longer to introduce these phones. They can be a great way to pacify, but let's look at the fallout of what can happen from the kind of age we live in. Let's make sure that technology is a positive situation for our future and not something that inadvertently is taking away from our resilience. So I didn't mean to go far afield, but I do think it is all relevant to the topic of how this situation was handled with COVID on a worldwide level, what we can learn from it, and what we can now do to come up with practical, effective solutions. So please join us October 4th. And again, the time frame will be 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time. Okay, Rachel Cipriano with Magnificent Resilience. Be there.